The crystal ball indicator for day traders and really for swing traders, for investors, for anybody trying to make money in the market, and that's the stock market, the Bitcoin market, any market, this one question is going to look into your future, is going to tell you whether or not you're ever going to have success as a trader. I get it. Oh, Clay, you're just being dramatic. But no, at the core, it absolutely will. Because how you answer this question is going to reveal some either flaws or some strengths within your overall approach to the markets. And also, I'm going to give a little bit of, well, this whole video will be in theory on the blackboard here. However, if you do want to do a deeper dive in kind of the real reality side of things and see some real world trading, then I will give 2 videos where you can see this exact concept play out perfectly. So the one question becomes this, and let's just go through a quick trader's journey here. But you have Tom, the trader. He goes, he trades, and then you know what? Because no trader is perfect, no system is perfect, no strategy is perfect, he takes a loss. So nothing, we've all been there. If you're not there because you're just brand new, you'll get there. And I don't say that in a bad way, just in a very, that's just a factual way. Unless you are all of a sudden a savant and like the perfect trader that never loses, but you'll lose. So you're gonna go out there, take some trades, you're gonna lose. And then this is where we come down to the next question. And the question being this: how do I need to trade? Now, what do I mean by that? How do I need to trade? Well, how do you need to trade relative to the loss? Because you've taken a loss. All right, well now how do I need to trade relative to the loss in terms of how do I actually make that money back? How do I get back to, not necessarily back into the green, but just even back to break even from whatever you have lost? And you have 2 ways you can answer this question. You can trade it, or you can answer it like this. Blah, meaning, I kind of need to trade blah, or you can trade it, or you can answer it like this. Superhero. If you're answering this question, how do I need to trade relative to the loss in order to, get those gains back, as I need to trade like a superhero, the crystal ball is saying you will never have success as a trader. It's just not going to happen. Why is that the case? Well, what you answering that is revealing is a massive problem with your risk management department. You are not managing risk. You are not controlling risk in the proper way. There's just something wrong in there. What is wrong? There's a variety of things there, but you need to be able to acknowledge that, hey, there is a problem. Now, here's the good thing is just because the crystal ball may be saying for you right now that you're not going to survive, you're not going to actually make it, because if you're answering, I got to trade like a superhero whenever I take losses. The good news is that's not like you can change your destiny, right? You can actually go out there and do things that will make the crystal ball ultimately wrong. But you need to actually make those changes. And I'm not leaving it open. We'll make what changes? We'll make the changes relative to your risk management department. Because there's just something not quite right in there that is causing those losses to be way too big. However, if you can sit there and say, I took a loss. All right, well, how do I need to trade either, the next day or the next week or whatever in order to get those losses back? I can, blah, whatever. I don't have to trade great. Now, of course, you can't trade terrible, but I can just trade like, blah, you can't really assign words to it, but you know that you don't have to trade like a superhero. Then that means that loss was well controlled. It was kept within the realm of, that's doable. No, that doesn't necessarily mean you can make it back in one single trade or make it back in one single day, but it does mean that it's not requiring you to have to just start throwing Hail Marys or haymakers or anything like that in order to get it back. If you find yourself having to go over to the closet, pull out, your superhero outfit for your next day of trading, that is a massive, massive problem. So to set this up, and like I said, this is totally up to you because both these videos, I want to say are easily both over 20 minutes. But in fact, I'll put a screenshot up on the screen right now to give you the first video. But in this video, you can see I lose. Was not a good day, ultimately lost money on the day. And then this video right here that we're putting up right now, that is the very next day. And that is the video where, as a spoiler, like I said, I'll spoil it for you, but if you want to watch, it was a day where if that was your first video ever watching one of mine, I can easily see you would be saying, this guy's not good. Like, what is he, like, that was just, I mean, yeah, he made money, but it just didn't, it seemed very choppy. It wasn't very smooth. And I understand. A first-time viewer, you could be thinking, what is going on? Like, what? You missed that. That didn't quite go right. But guess what? Under those circumstances, I was still able to wipe away those previous days' gains and actually put more money into my pocket. And I don't say that in a bragging way, but that's how you need to control risk, where you can literally have days where other people could probably look at those results and look at how you're trading and be like, what? That's pretty, what do you even, and yet under that premise, still be able to walk away with, covering the loss and then maybe even having money. So like I said, I'll put links to both those videos down below if you want to watch them. I would encourage you, watch the losing day first so you can see them in sequential order of how they actually happen, and then come back and watch that next video. And like I said, it's not going to be impressive trading, but you know what? It's very blah-like trading. However, it was still able to cover that loss. So hopefully this kind of just gets your mind in the right place, asking yourself the right questions, but really it's just one question. How do you need to trade? How do you need to trade relative to the loss? And you got to be honest with yourself, but can you trade blah? Or do you have to trade like a superhero? And it's okay if you have to trade like a superhero for now, because at least now you know that you have some issues that you need to address within your strategy and within your system as a trader. So if you found this helpful, if you enjoy videos like this, then a couple quick things to communicate that to me. Hit that like button and leave a comment down below, even if it's a simple comment such as a thumbs up emoji. Little things like that go a long way. And then also check out the channel as a whole. There's a good variety of videos, so hopefully you like enough what you see to hit that red subscribe button, as I would love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. But yeah, get out there, ask yourself that question, and if you need to trade like a superhero, find that superhero cape and burn it. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.